again between Trump and Realz. Let's get going and jump into the board and see the opening hands of both players. All right, Miracle Rogue already looking off to a decent start in terms of being on the coin and having that extra card. Thinking about pushing away SI7 agent. There's not many 2 health minions early on anyways, other than Cool Taskmaster, which people have been taking out. Seems like he's opting to go for other cards that can guarantee a success. Assassin's Blade's good.
That's a
Gadgetzan
sick
Auctioneer
hand.
is great.
It actually pays off that he mulligan SA7 because there are not that many targets, and that Assassin's Blade and this hand it seems really good. I mean, he doesn't have any low drops like SA7 and Farseer and even Edwin Van Cleef, but still, well, he will be able to deal a bit of like a couple of points of damage with his weapon, like the standard one, and then turn 4 maybe Assassin's Blade. Well, I'm really curious to see how he will actually play this this game. Is he going to coin out the blade or Azure Drake, or is he going to keep it for Gadgetzan? I guess it depends what Trump is actually going to play.
I think so too, and also cards might fall into place where he might pick up, you know, Backstab, for example. Then Azure Drake can come out and draw a card while putting out 3 damage to kill off like an Acolyte. So those kinds of synergies with the spell power and card draw might come into play. Realz, although again stalling a little bit because he might feel like maybe I'm holding the SI7 agent, but obviously I don't want to just use the combo power straight to the face. Might make Trump hesitate, but Trump's game plan is pretty straightforward. It's nothing until it basically can drop a minion. Armoring up and just passing seems like the best course of action because you're going above. And Miracle Rogue does have finite amount of damage. Assassin's Blade recovers a lot of it, but at a certain point, they only can burst for so much with double Shadow Step.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Trump has no pressure at all. We've seen it in some versions of the older Warrior. Warrior was running Korkron Elite. The Warrior was actually able to pressure, and if you're defending and pressuring at the same time, it puts you in a really good situation where you just chip in health from the Rogue and then just deal it. And at some point, when Rogue is playing Gadgetzan, it might be too late. He will need that leeway. But here, Trump is giving Realz all the time in the world he needs to actually get to that turn. Well, turn 5 or turn 6, be able to trade all the cards in his hand into the cards that have a lot of value, and he picks up Deadly Poison.
Wow, that's 20 damage right there. I mean, I see why not, and Realz is gonna really hope that his opponent doesn't have something like Harrison Jones, because he's playing it bare, so that way he can optimize full draws off Gadgetzan. Trump picks up Sludge Belcher, which can pose to be a little bit of a threat, but you know, one thing that's also kind of been in the back of my mind, Trump's really been saving this Fiery War Axe for optimal value. But that's it seems like he's just going to be sitting there dead for a while because Death Spite's going to take priority over it.
Well, the thing about Fairy War Axe is that if you want to enable Death Rattle from the Death Spite, you can play it in turn 6. Like, you know, one after another. You just play Death Spite, attack for 4, and then play Fairy War Axe, and Death Spite will get destroyed. Enable the Death Rattle. But yeah, that Kern that Trump played, I'm sure it made Realz happy, because right now he was able to stop it, draw a lot of cards, and he has this Assassin's Blade with 5 attack.
Yep.
Trump has no Harrison Jones in his deck, mind you. So.
Oh man, it just looks so painful from Trump's side because just a few more attacks and a Leroy could end the game. Realz has Cold Blood. He's got double Eviscerates. Got so many ways to potentially add damage, and he's got minions to play too.
Yeah, this looks pretty good for Realz with all the damage cards he has. And backstabbing the Acolyte of Pain is so sweet as well, with the one full damage. It's only 1 card. Right now he can go full YOLO, by the way, and just deal 15 points of damage right here. Put Trump to 10.
Yeah, you know, I think he's just being a little cautious and hesitant to not overload the board. Really utilize that spell power for the extra damage and just start whacking away. And Leroy still is lethal off the top. So Trump has a tall order stabilize. Leave is nice though. It can prevent him. It can clear the board without him taking any more damage.
Yeah, so being Trump, what do you want? You probably want to play a taunt. You've seen one sap. You've seen a lot of cards. So definitely you play Slash Belcher, and you still have free mana, 3 more mana. So you can armor up potentially. And Karen would be a ballsy play. You assume that there is no Leroy? Wait, you assume that there is no... You assume that Reeves has no cards in his hand? Yes. You have to play the Belcher. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, I think Belcher just represents so much life gain. You're kind of afraid of sap, but you're afraid of so much, you can just die. I'm also a little surprised that he chose to go for the attack, but I guess you just basically lose 1 extra life while you're still able to keep cleave. But cleave is still a little bit on the weaker side. Like, what? I guess he's gonna be able to use it here, but still the problem persists, where he needs a little bit more in order to kill.
Yeah, right now Trump is in a really bad spot. Unstable Ghoul is pretty nice draw.
Nice.
But still, it's he doesn't have Whirlwind in his deck. He has Baron Geddon, but he didn't get it. So right now he has a lot of cards that don't help him that much. I think he might have to Brawl actually, even. He will be left with, well, Brawl is fine kind of. You can also Unstable Ghoul.
Oh yeah, like, you're right. If you Unstable Ghoul Brawl, he goes for a board clear.
Yeah, but then he will get 5 points of damage out of the weapon. So it's only a question like if you want to have Unstable Ghoul before or after.
Ah, that's a good point. Oh man, he really wants just this this Haunted Creeper to survive, but it's a dance with death.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. The weapon
trying to find an alternative play, but I think Brawl might be the best here. Back to minimize damage. If that's what your highest priority is. He's gonna go for it. Oh, and the Haunted Creeper survives.
Yeah, so this is pretty huge because now he is able to armor up as well. So possibly he will hope that Realz will have to attack into this Unstable Ghoul with a weapon.
Okay.
Oh, he's actually clearing the... Interesting. That's also a possible play, I guess.
Alright, well, Leroy off the top is still lethal for Realz. Jiv isn't it, but he still can just draw Leroy.
He's one of lethal right now.
Ah, he doesn't have a minion to Cold Blood either. Oh,
he gets
Leroy is it?
Oh my god.
And that's enough to end the game by 1 overkill. Realz is going to jump out to a 1-0 lead.
I would say sick top deck, but it's not really. Like, he got all the cards. I don't even know how many cards he has left in his deck. But at this point, he had all the tools. Like, whatever he would get, like even a second shift would end the game. In that situation.
We were mentioning Nimsh to win this series. One thing that's also funny to note as the game begins is Shadow Madness actually picks up a lot of value in this matchup, or in this game specifically, because Realz has a lot of small creatures that it actually can be used upon. Even Cabal Shadow Priest to a certain extent. You have more targets. Normally against a Miracle Rogue, the only target you can steal is Thalnos, but Realz has multiple targets now. Something to kind of keep in mind.
Why does Realz always mulligan Deadly Poison away? This is so interesting because when I'm playing this deck, when I watch other people play it as well, they mostly keep it. I guess he what is he searching for? Does he want a SA7 and like Farseer? Or maybe he's really fishing for the Gadget Sun. That he gets it.
Could be.
I guess he's happy now.
You know, if you're not going first, or if you're not going second, you have less cards. So you feel like you have to kind of go on the Gadget Stand. Deadly Poison is just removal. And you need to kind of get the draws into removal, or at least a minion to kind of ensure things. I think if not Gadget Stand, Azure Drake as well is fantastic. Anything early on, like Haunted Creeper to start building out the board is also nice too.
Oh my god, by the way, right now with that second Power Word Shield, Trump actually would have an option to clear Auctioneer with Wild Pyromancer for 5 mana. Like, I don't like using coin. I kind of don't like using coin in here, or maybe it's a necessity. But if you would keep the coin and Realz plays Gadgets and Conceal on turn 6, then you are able to play Wild Pyromancer, Power Word Shield, coin. Well, he still might be able to do it, but now it's a lot of... a lot more mana.
Ah, deadly poison.
Deadly
But at least you got
poison.
Azure Drake. So at least you have something to do. If it's deadly poison and then you know, preparation, that feels kind of like a whiff. I guess you could capitalize on wild power mix synergy, but you bring up a good point. You know, having the ability to answer the conceal gadget is important, which Realz has. But I think Trump also values the ability to kind of put on pressure as well. That's still a far off possibility. He has to have those cards, and it's still 3 turns away. He might lose important tempo by playing this really passive.
Oh yeah, certainly. It was mostly an option. There's also a possibility that
Wow.
preparation top deck is pretty sick, by the way. But still, there was an option that Gadgetzan is not there, and just keeping those cards in hand, waiting for a mystical Gadgetzan to be concealed on turn 5 would be kind of like a risky play. But here, just playing the Dark Cultist is always a solid thing. It's a card that's hard to answer, and as you see, it's like a 3/6 that will stay on board this turn. But still, Realz has the perfect hand.
He has the opportunity to clear and let Gadgetzan kind of come down a turn where it's a little bit easier. Like backstab, fan of knives, and attacking actually does the same thing.
Well, there's no need to clear, I'd say. It's a 3/6. You can always drain to sap. He will be drawing potentially 3 more cards this turn. With Gadgetzan, preparation, backstab first, maybe.
Ooh,
Oh my god,
second
the second
prep allows him to get the
preparation.
best of both. He can clear and be able to conceal the Gadgetzan.
This is so sick. Well, he's not, okay, he's not clearing.
Okay. So he'll start the train next turn. But then, are you opening yourself up to an Akanai Soul Priest? Do you want to draw the cards now?
I would definitely draw the cards now, but now he doesn't have
Doesn't have time.
enough time.
Yep. There's not enough. The animations will just reset. If he only goes halfway through, this can heal up. And it can go disastrously.
Pretty lucky here. But still, got lucky that there is no Okanai Circle of Healing. And now he's in a 6 spot with all the cards still.
Here we go.
This is the miracle turn.
This is the part where Trump can get up and grab a cookie or two. And the turn will still be about halfway through. Kind of have to imagine that you want to prioritize drawing as much as possible as well. You can even utilize Blade Flurry, but I think keeping the second charge is also important. Unless you want to put out damage as much as possible. If he picks up Leroy, I think Blade Flurry here is really powerful.
Well, Blade Flurry still is very powerful because you just clear the board and you still draw a card. So it seems like there won't be many spots where Blade Flurry will be that useful in the game. Priest is mostly about playing 1 minion at a time from turn 5/6. Just dealing with 2 minions at the same time and dealing 4 damage to face and drawing a card. It's a trade. I would definitely take this.
Oh man, yeah. Change my mind. Way too much damage to pass up. Realz is gonna put Trump down to 15, and Trump is looking at potentially dropping 0-5 in this current tournament unless he can turn things around right here. Pyromancer and a lot of the combos can make some magic happen, but he still is at a very critical health.
Also, the thing about Realz's hand is that he will be able to draw into Leroy pretty quickly. He went through a lot of cards from his deck, like using all the preparations and conceals. So right now he's in a really good spot, and he will be drawing into those cards that he needs.
Yep. He's got double Shadow Step now. And he still has ways to kind of put damage even if he doesn't have Leroy. These minions represent damage. You can Shadow Step deckhand in really tight situations to get a little bit more burst.
Well, it's 6 points of damage if you Shadow Stack deckhand. It's just weapon up and play it, and then, you know. So definitely,
right. That's why its versatility is very similar to Sinister Strike, but in minion form. So that way you can start combos, but also have flexibility to push in a little bit more damage.
That Sylvanas doesn't look to be very exciting. Backstab. Yeah, Lotheb the card to steal the game. The Snowball Lotheb.
Yep, Lotheb, Sap, Attack, Press Through. Sounds so devastating. Because now your opponent can't even, can he Akanai Soul Priest? No, he doesn't even have full mana to do that. Wow, I really feel like Trump has to rely on big RNG, but even if this Ragnaros hits Lotheb, there's a lot of damage in Real's hands to end the game.
The only possibility for Trump to win here is if Ragnaros would hit face and crit and deal 27.
Crit?
That
Oh
would
man,
work.
wrong game, Nim. I know what you mean. Realz is gonna take game number 2, and Trump's gonna go down 0-5 in the overall tournament. He needs to not lose anymore, speaking the obvious, but more specifically, if he's even gonna drop the series and have a chance to tie, he needs to win some games. Realz is in position to 3-0 sweep with Mirk, or is he going to drop 0-6 in this tournament? All right, well, pretty good start for Realz. He's got the gadgets in, he's on the coin, and he's gonna be able to push out a lot. He's got conceal as well.
And backstab. This is pretty nice hand. On the other hand, Trump, well, he got like 100 creeper, which is huge, but this hand was really kind of not something that he needed. Lothep can be tricky, and it can be a really good card because it seals Miracle Rogue for 1 turn. But still, he needs something better. He needs something for turn 4. I guess he needs a buzzard, and or some traps as well. Wait,
Well,
no,
he's got traps. Maybe the bow can push out damage. Trump still has plenty of ways to climb back. Do not underestimate Hunter. They're one of those mid-range decks that still has a lot of late-game potential because of cards like Unleash the Hounds.
Huffer is huge. Huffer, this is what he needed. He needs to push. Miracle Rogue doesn't have any taunts, and Miracle Rogue only has Farseer as a heal to be able to like put himself back. And now this Huffer actually dealt 8 points of damage.
Oh man, that was so good for Trump because now he's gonna be able to put
oh my god,
Miracle Rogue in the teens.
Got a bow,
Leroy and Eagle Horn bow. Got so much damage.
His hand improved immensely, and now that Lothep actually might be pretty important as well, because if Miracle Rogue plays Gadgetzan, Coin Conceal, something like that, then you play Lothep, and you're like, okay, so I sealed your turn, and then next turn, I will be able to kill that Gadgetzan, and you won't be able to play spells. And when you play Lothep after Gadgetzan, what Miracle Rogue is forced to do, he's forced to kind of like kill the Lothep. And how do you do it without spells? Basically, you trade your Gadgetzan. You shouldn't do that. So you attack with a weapon, or you try to play SA7, but sometimes you're not even able to combo it because your cards are spells. Like most of your deck are spells. So this looks pretty interesting right now, and I feel like even though Realz has all the tools, I have to give an advantage to Trump.
I'm giving a large advantage to Trump because like the health becomes a real thing, especially since you're only running 1 Farseer. There's gonna be a real tangible point where Realz cannot use his hero power anymore effectively. Like only Blade Flurry and attacking the face becomes a thing, and cards like Assassin's Blade are gonna be too slow. So Realz is gonna coin out Lotep to try to gain back some momentum, but this I feel like is gonna prompt Trump to play his own Lotep and be able to strike back. Unless he wants the hero power, but I feel like Lotep right back at him is also good.
I'm thinking about other options as well. Do you play Web Spinner and Hero Power? I guess Lotep is the best play.
Yeah.
Like you ensure that you won't see Gadgets and Preparation Conceal next turn, and Lotep has to be killed here. So you just deal with threat, and you still have that Leroy Jenkins, and you still have the bow and the spider. So and the hero power. Hero power is huge in here. Like even if he plays Leroy, it sound like next turn if he plays Leroy attacks for 9 hero powers. That's putting Realz at 4 points of health, which is explosive trap and hero power next turn.
You know, there is a case to kind of make that Realz probably should have used Blade Flurry because he would have minimized a lot of damage. The Spectral Spider's been tickling him for a couple points. Huffer also did an extra 4. He'd be floating upwards at maybe 20, and that way he would have had less spells, but he would have still at least taken less damage. And now the Spectral Spider's done 3 damage. Trump has Explosive Trap and Leroy, and he just needs to piece together a couple more turns. In fact, I think he still could be threatening lethal next turn if he sets it up correctly.
Yeah, if he plays Leroy attacks for 10 and uses hero power, then Realz has 3 points of health left. And next turn, you just do whatever.
Yeah. I like the hero power. I like setting something up so you can just do damage. Snake Trap. Why not?
Well,
Kind of curious
with
why
all
he
the tools.
played Web Spinner over Haunted Creeper. Haunted Creeper's a little stickier, but I think it doesn't really matter here.
That's still fine. Like, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I also like concealing the information that it's Snake Trap. But you know what? He might be concealing the idea that it's Explosive Trap. Who knows? But now that Realz gets this information potentially that it is Snake Trap, it could end up haunting him. But I don't think it matters.
Captain
Trump can play
Sparrow.
Captain Spirit, but Leroy ends the game right here with hero power.
Yeah, that's exactly 12.
Hmm?
Will Trump see lethal here? Or will he
Yeah,
play
he'll
Captain
see it.
Sparrow? Well, he
Don't
can
worry,
also
he's
play...
got it.
He can play Captain Sparrow for the rules. He's thinking
Sure.
about Captain Sparrow. I'm telling you.
No, he's got this. He knows it. Trump, you
Sure.
got it. 6 plus 5 plus 1 is 12.
He got it!
There we go. Can't post this one on Reddit, fools. Trump's gonna climb back into Series 1-2 and has a glimmer of hope. With Realz leaving Hunter up, is that gonna be the fault to the series? If Trump goes up 3-0 or Realz finally press for the win?
Do you think we'll actually see Ninja Reels in action?
I don't know. I see him clearly at the moment, so I don't think so.
Goes ninja mode when he has hard decisions. And by the way, this hand from Trump, oh my god. He has the coin, he has the web spinner, he has everything.
Needs a Haunted Creeper and a Houndmaster and a Savannah Highmane in those order. Be nice.
Hunter's Mark is pretty good as well.
That's the dream right there. And, you know, cards like Buzzard and Unleash the Hound make the hero power a liability in this matchup for Paladin sometimes.
He has Nimsh Inventor, so it's interesting. But like looking at a Realz hand, I don't like it that much. He has the True Silver, that's cool. He has Equality, but it seems like his hand is really awkward. Like I would definitely want to see some Dutch Vulture, some Walker. Knowledge Inventor can actually draw him something. But looking at Trump's hand with all the pressure, he even got the Stone Tusk Boar, which was
Yeah, that's actually so sick.
Yeah, with the Hunter's Mark. It's a great removal card. Lord of Justice is interesting. Like, he will be able to put the tokens on board, which are bigger.
Oh my god.
Oh
Trump's
my
hand
god.
is so gross. He can coin out Stone Tusk Boar and the Houndmaster and be able to pressure and put up 9 or 11 points of damage.
If we see Nomish Inventor in here, that Nomish Inventor will just die, but
No, he can't play Gnomish Inventor. He needs to kind of address it. Equality is often a little useless anyways, just because there's so many low health creatures of Hunter anyways. So Trump's just gonna use it now and, or sorry, not Trump. Realz is gonna use it now and build the board a little bit to answer whatever comes.
I like it. It's a very good play because he's playing around Houndmaster and seeing so many cards in Trump's hand. You really want to do something. Like, if he would play Nomish Inventor and there would be a Houndmaster, he's just losing it. Also, he has no ways to actually, like, no mid-game cards, kind of. Like, he's not stopping Trump. If Trump just continues to put damage on.
This is cool synergy. Echoing Ooze, but it plays straight into Unleash the Hounds. Oh man, and then if Realz hero powers and plays a Reverent to Unleash the Hounds combo with Buzzard, Trump's gonna draw 4 cards and get a full hand again.
He is
and be able
thinking
to
about
kind of
it.
do whatever he wants.
And now Realz prays that there is no Buzzard Unleash, or like only one part of the combo.
Well, I've got even worse news for you, Realz. There's 2 Buzzards. So even if this first one failed for some reason.
Oh my god, and a Leroy. Like, Trump doesn't even need to draw the cards.
Oh gosh. Oh no, Realz is shaking his hand. He knows what's coming in for it. Bite the pillow, Realz, because here comes Unleash the Hounds.
Double Lion. Yeah, this is kind of over. Like, I don't want to call this game over, but Trump has a huge advantage in here. How do you even lose at this point? Well, I'm sure he said that he didn't get a second Hunter's Mark, but still, you can Can you
Oh
clear?
my gosh. This
can-
this
you-
is just
can clear.
complete destruction. I mean, it doesn't matter about the clears. The fact that he's got double high main, Real's hands is still pretty slow, undeveloped. He's got two weapons that kind of overlap each other, so he can't even push it out uh, all at the same time. And Paladin is supposed to kind of line it up where they answer these threats while playing singular targets and be able to remove and neuter any threat that comes in with Humility and Peacekeeper. But now it's like the situation where he has to kind of remove, but he's still going to be taking damage every turn. I can't see a way for him to pull out of here.
I like the attack into face with Lothar, by the way. Instead of just one of the two frees that's really meaningless, tanking 5 points of damage, Trump was able to push, and Real still has to trade. He picked up Aldor Peacekeeper, which is kind of sad because his hand with the mana is really funny right now. He would love to play one of the 4-drops and Peacekeeper, but he just can't, so he has to hero power, which is kind of sad. Next turn he will be in this situation again where he only can play one of the 4-drops. Trump's hand is like, oh my god.
Well, it's like a how should I kill you? And you like glaze, or you glance, excuse me, not glaze. You you glance slowly over your hand and just kind of pick whatever way. But I think Savannah Jaime is the most appropriate. It represents a lot of damage, and your opponent needs to respond to it because he just used a Peacekeeper as well.
Sunwalker is a nice card to get, but then again, Trump can just play a second Buzzard and throw a lot of cards. See if he is able to deal. Oh my god!
Oh man, second Unleash the Hounds.
Will he overdraw? Like, what do you even do?
I don't think you even need to draw here. You can just use it straight up for removal and clear everything.
Well, I would probably love to have a second Hunter's Mark, I guess, but
well, you don't have enough. Your hand size is not big enough for it.
You know what I like? I like the Unleash the Hounds plus Houndmaster, I guess. Because then, how much damage is this? Is 4?
You use 2 of Sunwalker, and then you have 3 left if you use Stone Tusk Boar. Well,
I guess
doesn't have
Buzzard
to.
still. Just Buzzard and try to get the second Hunter's Mark.
Gosh. All right. Why not? Full hand. Everybody get in here. It's a hunter party. Realz is just playing with his hat and just saying, well, I should have known better. His hand's too full. It's okay. Mad Scientist, you're not needed. All the traps are in the hand anyways of Trump.
This is just so sad right now. Well, Realz will have 8 points of mana, so he will be able to heal or play Gnomish Inventor and a weapon, but Trump has all the tools in the world. So what do you do to even clear or just attack? I guess you clear. Not kind of clear, but just trade to make a good... You definitely
Paladin is, I mean, they're not bursting, right? They're just kind of playing it slow, so you're not afraid of dying. Take your time. Use the opportunity or use the cards in your disposal. I mean, you still have Leroy and the ability to finish. You just kind of want to pick up an Equal Horn Bow so you can continue to stack damage in. By the way, Realz picks up Defender of Argus, which is a pretty clutch card to at least stop some of this damage. But still, the overarching problem is how do you win from this position?
There is a bow. Well, the thing about Trump's hand is that both Unleash the Hounds and Buzzards are out of the question, so he only has what he has in his hand right now. He didn't get any Q commands. He has tracking still.
It's funny that you said he only has what he has in his hand, but I'm like, well, I don't think he's missing anything else just other than the kill commands. And second Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, Hunter's Mark would be cool.
Doesn't really need it either, though, quite frankly. He's got a lot of threats lined up.
Trump in a bind. So many cards. What are you going to do?
First world hunter problems. Crying my eyes out over here.
Yeah, this board is looking sick, and there is no consecration and no equality from Realz side. He really needs to draw into a consecration.
Even then, it's still not a full board clear. Needs a little bit more. Gonna have to use this True Silver Champion if he draws consecration.
Tyrion.
Alright.
Do you
Tyrion is
lay on
something,
hands?
but I think even if he Tyrions, that's still lethal the next turn because of Leroy.
If he uses...
Oh no,
he
Realz is
okay.
gonna concede. Game 4 is over. Trump has tied it up with Hunter. And we go to Game 5. We thought just a few minutes. Of course, Trump wants to be on the coin, but he won't get it. But he has a pretty decent start. Or sorry, not Trump. Excuse me. Realz wants to be on the coin. I've been mixing it up. I've been mixing it up a little bit. My apologies. Zoo wants to kind of push out those double one drops, but he does have a pretty decent starting hand here.
And Realz is getting the Rubian Egg, and as opposed to the Trump Zoo, actually Realz has a lot of ways to activate it with double power overwhelming and other cards that are working with the Rubian Egg. He even has the Void Terror, so definitely this card is not dead on his side. On the other hand, Trump had to mulligan his whole hand, which is exactly what you do if you don't get Explosive Trap, Mad Scientist, or Unleash the Hounds. So is Trump going to draw into something good? Because in this matchup, if he actually gets Lions and stuff, which is totally endgame, Realz might just win and just rush him down. The thing is also that right now Realz is staring at like just the Voidwalker. So if he stays with this hand, he might not be able to make enough pressure early game, and then mid game, Hunter is a deck that actually wins.
You know, Trump is just one Unleash the Hounds for making this an excellent starting hand. Your turns, your turns are really well defined. Ooh, Web Spinner's not bad either. You can save the coin here. And he's able to kind of continue to draw. Like, at least having Buzzard is good because you have lots of low drop minions to continue to draw in case you don't even have Unleash the Hounds. Stone Tusk Boar is also not bad either because you're able to continue to draw like we said.
By the way, I liked Haunted Creeper on turn 1, but it's just a preference call. It's still fine. He will be able to use coin, and coin is good for turn 4. If you get Unleashed, then you can Buzzard and Unleash in turn 4, which is pretty good.
All right, Realz draws Direwolf Alpha, which is really good to improve the quality of his hand.
Well, right now the situation that Realz put himself into is pretty nice.
Whoa! Oh man!
Explosive Trap. Ooh.
Explosive Trap does kind of pose a little bit of a problem with things like Nerubian. But
he still has ways to kill it, so it's
exactly.
Do you just play Explosive Trap and attack into Voidwalker? I guess you do, because the thing is like you activate a Nerubian, but it won't be able to attack. So you will be just staring at the 4/4, and then you can deal with it next turn.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, you're not taking that damage immediately. You still have the opportunity to use whether it's Stone Tusk Boar and your Eagle Horn Bow to get control. And you still have good follow-ups too. You're not like expending too much. Or even better yet, you can use a kill command there in your hand while being able to push out other stuff. So Trump has lots of options at his disposal, despite the fact that Explosive Trap is a little bit susceptible to these Death Rattle minions.
The thing is, like, he's not playing Explosive Trap because he's kind of expecting Defender of Argus. With Defender of Argus being played, you just don't kill anything. You just enable an egg, and you're facing a Voidwalker, the Direwolf Alpha, and a Defender of Argus. And because Trump didn't have Unleash the Hounds and second Explosive Trap was kind of a very risky move. Or like just a call to make a guess if there will be Defender of Argus or not.
Realz has a lot of damage in his hand. He's got 15 by my count. Kind of pair those things together, it'd be really strong.
Definitely use Power of Overwhelming here.
Okay. Interesting positioning choice too, but I think it's kind of inconsequential since Doomguard is going to come out. So much people will be like, misplay. I don't really think it matters. Ooh, Trump gets Unleash the Hounds off the top. Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is the card he needed.
Wow.
That was just Unleash, YOLO it.
His 3 cards have been things like Stone Tusk Boar, which is really important for him to, in case he didn't get Unleash the Hounds, but he got it anyways. So now he doesn't even need it.
Deck. Really a sick top deck. He needs a Hunter's Mark. I mean, Hunter's Mark would be nice.
Oh man. This is devastating for Realz. Like, this is the exact way for Zoo to win this match. They need
Realz can't
this
believe
card.
it. Realz can't believe it.
I mean, mark it off the checks boxes. He needed precisely those 2 cards in order to beat me.
Okay, being Realz, do you take a gamble here? Do you Soulfire and then play Doomguard?
I don't know. I mean, at this stage,
he's thinking about it because you have to play for the win.
Health. Yeah, he's at 15 health. He clearly doesn't have Hunter's Mark, so he probably would have used it. Oh, okay, so he went 50-50. Realz is still in it. And Trump, he doesn't run something like Deadly Shot. Hunter's Mark number 2 is still necessary. Ooh, Leroy is also removal too. Leroy plus the Stone Tusk Boar.
Leroy can just effectively trade. You can also kill command and explosive trap.
You don't have enough mana to do that, unfortunately. He's gonna go for a little bit more of an aggressive play rather than defensive. But damn, that was a very important coin flip for Realz to win. I mean, you're in a desperation point. Do what you gotta do.
That Flame Imp, endgame Flame Imp is just so bad. Okay, it's more like mid-game Flame Imp, but
yeah, late game is awful just because of the health that often betrays you because you're life tapping anyways.
Well, the thing is, like, Realz still has a lot of health, so he will be able to draw cards. He has some kind of a board, and Trump only has 10 points of health.
Ooh, but Trump has kill command, and that allows him to push through. Animal companion would be anything is kind of nice. Huffer allows him to push out so much damage right back at him, and he's got Leroy himself. Let's see, 6, 14, 16 next turn. Realz might be lethal. If he plays Flame Imp, he actually kills himself. Oh no! Oh, we got Soulfire though off the top.
He had to play it.
And he's playing Soulfire to it, and that's it. Trump has won this series. Despite being down 0-3, and Realz is gonna drop 0-2 in the tournament. I don't believe it.
Realz was in the final, semi-finalist of the last tournament, and here, well, he is not eliminated yet. He still has one more match to play.